Hey everybody, in this video I want to talk to you about the Baby Lock Euphoria cover stitch only machine. One thing you'll notice about the Euphoria is the size of the machine. It's a lot larger than your average cover stitch machine. It has a lot of convenience features built in to help you right along the way. So let's dive into the major features of the Euphoria. The Euphoria is a 4-thread cover stitch machine that has 3 needles on it. So we can do a lot of different things with a machine that has 3 needles. There's a wide cover stitch up to 6 millimeters. We can do a narrow 3 millimeter cover stitch, take our middle needle out and able to do that wider stitch, or actually use just 2 needles on the machine for that narrow effect. The number one thing we always get asked about any serger, now the cover stitch only is in the serger family. This machine is very easy to thread. Baby Lock has put a lot of things on the machine to help you with the threading. You know, you have just a limited amount of time to do your project, to do what you like to do. You don't want to spend most of it threading a machine, so they have you covered on it. All the tensions on this machine are automatic. Basically all I have to do is follow the channel, and I'll open the front of the machine up just to show you. This is really easy to thread. When I go to my needles, I have 3 needles. All I have to do for my spool pin is go right over here, follow the channel all the way to my needle, and then I have a built-in needle threader on the machine that will thread each needle for me. If you don't want to manually thread it, you can easily go from needle 3, needle 2, and needle 1 with my needle threader. To thread the looper on the machine, they use a jet air threading system. All I have to do is put the thread here, and then I hit this little button. It's going to thread this for me and shoot a stream of air pushing this thread all the way through my looper. There's a lot of adjustments I can make very easily to the machine. I get ready to go back to standard serging. All I have to do is push this lever over. This machine takes a standard ELX705 needle. You can find that in just about any sewing store. Ken Sewing Center carries everything for the Euphoria. There's a lot of optional accessories for this machine, so you're not going to outgrow it anytime soon. But notice the larger bed on the machine. You have plenty of room to do your sewing. You have plenty of room to support the weight of your material. So it's easy for me to go back and put my table up, put the front cover on, and I've got all this support here. Now there's 5 inches between the needle and the inside of my sewing arm here, so I have a lot of room to work with. In the bed of the table, there's a place we can screw attachments down. There are a lot of binders and things of that nature you can get for the Euphoria. We'll have that all on the website, but feel free to call us if there's something in particular that you're needing. There's seam guide allowances on the machine to give me some guides right along the way, so it makes it real easy for me to keep my fabric straight. Now the feed dog system on this machine has a differential feed, just like a standard serger has differential feed. We can adjust the differential here. I can also adjust my stitch length right here, but the feed dog system is a longer feed dog on it. It's actually 2 feed dogs working in ratio one to the other. The machine will have extra high lift on the presser foot, and once I raise that presser foot up, it lowers the feed dogs out of the way, so all this is smooth and nice and neat for me. Nothing's grabbing my fabric, and I can pull my fabric through really easy, and I will have a razor on the side of the machine that can cut my threads nice and easy here. Now it will have adjustable pressure that's pressing down onto my presser foot, so for lighter weight materials we may need to back that off, or for heavier, add that to the machine. Here's my tension adjustment. It does have automatic tension on it. We can override that if we need to. Also on this particular machine, it does come with a knee lift, and that will go in here. There's times I need to have both hands on my fabric. It gives me greater control to keep my fabric flat, to keep it nice and straight, so I'm using the seam guides that's on the machine so I get the seam allowance that I'm wanting. There's other nice features about the Euphoria that you just don't find on a lot of cover stitch machines. Notice how my entire bed is fully illuminated. This machine has 3 LED lights that's built in, and it's a pure LED. So what I'm going to be able to do, that helps me to reduce glare, but also I'm able to match the threads to the fabrics that I'm working with. There's not as much glare on that, so I'm able to see what I'm doing, and I'm going to be able to sew longer because of that. I'm not going to have the eye strain. But on this particular machine, you're going to be able to do a chain stitch. You can do the narrow cover hem, you can do the wide cover hem, you can do the triple cover hem. As we said before, you can go up to 6 millimeters in width, or you can go down to a 3 millimeter. And then on my stitch length, I'm able to go from 1 millimeters to 4 millimeters. The machine is super fast. The motor size in this machine, it has a large motor, powerful motor that allows you to sew up to 1,500 stitches per minute. And Ken Sewing Center carries all the optional accessories for this machine, so by all means, if you have questions about that, feel free to give us a call. When I raise my presser foot up here, it's going to automatically lower my feed dogs, but I've got 6 millimeters of space that I can get thicker fabrics underneath. It just gives me room, so I'm not having to worry about, can I get that under the foot? I'm not having to wrestle with it under the foot. Trust me, there's some brands of machines just give you very little room just for a couple widths of fabric, and you're not able to get that where you need it. The machine internally, on my loopers, we showed you earlier how that threads. It's a tubular looper, so what I'm able to do, I can do some specialty sewing. There's a lot of heavier weight decorative threads I can get. Because my looper is bigger around, the diameter that is larger, I'm able to get some of these specialty threads, and it gives us a different decorative effect when we're doing our cover stitch. Because I have the differential feed that's built in, I can adjust that if I'm needing to gather things like putting in elastic or just gathering some material, period. It makes it really easy for me to do that right there on the machine. There's a lot of helps with the instruction manual. Baby Lock does give you a 60-day subscription to their sewed classes. All that's online. You can sign up for that once you register your machine, and you'll have access to that. And that's just valuable information. Besides relying on us, Baby Lock has you covered with all kind of helps in that regard. Another thing I really do like about the Euphoria is there's safety features built in on this machine. I just can't up and come in here and hit my foot control and the machine start operating. If my table is down, if the front cover is down, if my lever here is up and I hit the foot control, it's not going to do anything. That's a safety feature, so I don't make sure if I got my hand underneath here and I accidentally hit the foot control. I've got to have the table up, I've got to have my lid up, and I have to have the presser foot down before it'll engage and I'm able to sew. You don't find that with many machines on the market, folks, and that's just another thing that Baby Lock has thought out on this particular machine for safety. Now I get ready to do any sewing. All I have to do is just come over here, raise that presser foot up. That longer feed dog is going to be able to grab my fabric right at the very tip, right at the very front of that foot. So I can lower that down, and I know I'm not going to have a problem there. And then I just press the foot control and start sewing. Super fast, really easy. I can control that fabric really easy with my hands. Then I get to the end of what I want you to do, then I raise this back up. It lowers that feed dog out of the way. I'm able to pull my thread easily all the way through to my scissor, and it trims that material for me. We have a lot more information on the website, other images and information about the Euphoria. Feel free to give us a call. Ken's is an authorized Baby Lock dealer. We carry every model they make. We can help you after the sale if you have questions. Be sitting in front of your machine, pick up the phone and give us a call. We'll be glad to help you anytime.